Normally, Max shows us what the Earth looks like from our satellite. We see the weather patterns and all that. Now you're going to do one better tonight.
Well,
huh?
you know, as Ellen mentioned, pictures are coming back from Viking 1, which is out fooling around on Mars. And here's another picture that we found that came in from the Jet Propulsion Lab, which is kind of interesting. There in the center of your screen, just between the dark and the light areas, is a valley. That's the Grand Canyon of Mars, and it's about 3,000 miles long and about 3 miles deep, which is rather amazing when you consider that planet is some 400 million miles away. Pretty sharp pictures coming in there. Anyway, a slow-moving cold front continues to douse much of the East Coast as it did yesterday. Rain all over. 5 inches of rain reported in parts of upstate New York. Also heavy rain reported down in the panhandle of Florida. As all of this activity continues moving eastward and should be offshore by tomorrow. On our national satellite picture real quickly, you can see the cloud cover associated with that front, and it begins to taper off there as it gets into Texas. The interior of the country was quite nice as a large mass of high pressure continues to cover all this area, bringing clear skies and warmer temperatures, very warm temperatures as a matter of fact, for much of the western side of the country. Warm southerly breezes coming up here have brought very warm temperatures even as far north as Bismarck, North Dakota. They had a 92-degree reading this afternoon. 90 at Denver, 97 Albuquerque, and the deserts continue hot. 107 at Phoenix, 101 at Las Vegas, and even a 95 up in Salt Lake City. A cooler air moving in, and some showers erupting, thunder showers, isolated thunder showers erupting in the northern Rockies, but nothing to speak of. On our regional satellite picture, you can see that California had another beautiful day, except for the addition of a few middle clouds. Now, if you were out on the beaches, the clouds were coming in and out, blocking off the sun's rays, and that kept our temperatures a little bit cooler today than we had expected. And basically, that's what we expect again tomorrow, but it'll be Monday, so you won't be on the beaches anyway. 75 was a high at Mount Laguna, 108 at Borrego and at Palm Springs, 89 Ramona, 90 Escondido, 91 El Cajon. Here in San Diego, 75 was a high, 65 was the overnight low. 67 is the water temperature. Presently out at Lindbergh Field, we have partly cloudy skies. Temperature is 75 degrees Fahrenheit, 24 degrees Celsius. Winds are west-northwesterly at 12 miles an hour. Visibility 10 miles, humidity 62%, pressure 29.91. The forecast for tomorrow, low clouds along the coastal area tonight. Continued fair and not quite as warm. Winds 20 to 30 miles an hour in the mountains and deserts. Temperature range 75 along the coast, 88 inland, 75 mountains, and 105 in the deserts. And Joe, today was the last day of spring, and as of 11:24 tonight, summer officially begins. So if you didn't enjoy your spring, it's too late.
All right. If you're a dirt bike freak, don't go away. Bill's got something special next.
Arthur Fromer, author of Europe on $10 a Day.
All of these traveler's checks protect.
We have the means of eliminating hunger from this planet. It's just a matter now, do we have the will and the commitment and the dedication?
Follow in Dick Gregory's footsteps. Send your contribution to Hunger, 1000 Wisconsin Avenue Northwest, Washington, D.C.
Here's what's happening at 11. While thousands of people romped in the surf along the coast today, a fishing crew about a mile off the Carlsbad Beach harpooned a 15-foot-long great white shark. It weighed in at about 3,000 pounds. Late this evening, the fishing crew brought the shark into the oceanside harbor. The crane on board the boat was not powerful enough to lift the giant fish out of the boat, so an auxiliary system had to be brought in. A large crowd also gathered around to have a look at that shark. Nick Eaton, the owner of the sword fishing boat, spotted the shark about 10 this morning and harpooned the big fish.
We were looking for swordfish, and my airplane pilot sighted the white shark. And so we talked it over and decided that we had to go for it. And we ran back about 2-3 miles, and he guided me in on the shark, and we harpooned it.
What happened when you harpooned it?
He made a tight circle and went for the boat, and we backed down hard and got out of its way.
What was your reaction at the time? Did you move the boat, or did you move yourself, or what happened?
Hung on. Yeah, just hung on.
How long did it take for you to finally wrestle it down?
Between 5 and 6 hours.
Eaton is hoping to sell that big fish to a marine park, but tonight SeaWorld said they were not interested in buying the shark, but they would like to examine it. White sharks are not uncommon in these waters, but one that large, less than a mile offshore, has some local swimmers a little nervous on this Sunday night, June the 27th.
The news with Jack White, Bill Griffith on sports, Maglovio Perez with weather, and the award-winning Channel 10 news team.
It was another record-breaking day weather-wise in all of Southern California. Temperatures in the inland areas climbed well over the 100-degree mark, and at Lindbergh Field, the mercury hit 90, making this the hottest June 27th on record. Most people sought relief from the sweltering temperatures by going to the beaches. Lifeguards estimate 200,000 people lined the shore. There were 110 rescues for swimmers in trouble today. And at Del Mar, it's not official yet, but about 58,000 braved the warm temperatures to take a stroll along the Midway. That's a little off from yesterday's handle. The high at the fairgrounds was 88 today, but most of the people we talked with complained about high humidity. And the warm weather, well, along with all of that came some hot tempers. Workers at the fair and elsewhere complained about a lot of hot-headed people today. So on that note, if you can, in all of this hot weather, try to keep your cool. To find out what we can expect weather-wise, we turn now to Maglovio Perez.
Well, we looked for a long-range forecast, and the extended forecast Wednesday through Friday reads something like this. Scattered clouds in the mountains, patchy fog along the coastal area, otherwise fair with above seasonable temperatures. So, in a word, it will remain warm for a while. Now, the beaches may get a little sea breeze and maybe cool down a bit, but just about everybody else will remain basically warm. And all over California, it was hot today. Sacramento got up to 101, Bakersfield up to 106, and the San Francisco airport, another record-breaking 97-degree reading. So all of California was very hot as we continue getting a form of a Santa Ana. Now, this is breaking down, so Northern California might get some relief, but we in Southern California still getting a very hot desert wind will remain hot, or at least warm for the rest of the week. Let's look at our regional satellite picture, and it can show you that most of California was absolutely sparkling today under plenty of sunshine, dry conditions, and very sunny skies. Elsewhere around the country, a warm front, or rather a cool front, moves through the Midwest, and it produces some very severe thunder shower activity there. Tornado watch was out in effect for parts of Iowa and Missouri for earlier this evening. That has since been canceled. Very warm, muggy conditions out in the eastern side of the country, and quite a bit of severe thunderstorm activity developing along the Gulf Coast states again. That's warm afternoon thunder showers that erupt because of the heating. Now, on our national satellite picture, taken about midday, you can see that the cloud pattern is beginning to build up there along the coastal areas. Well, in California, it was hot today, and it will be hot again tomorrow. 116 out at Palm Springs, 114 at Borrego, 106 Ramona, 106 Escondido, 108 in El Cajon, and even La Mesa had a high of 102 today. Again, our all-time record high now, 90 degrees at Lindbergh Field, and the overnight low, 68 degrees. Water temperature is 67 degrees. Presently out at Lindbergh Field, we have clear skies. Temperature is 77, which is quite balmy for this time of the evening. The temperature in centigrade is 25 degrees. Northwesterly winds at 6 miles an hour. Visibility 20 miles. Humidity 64%. Pressure is 29.86. Now, the forecast for tomorrow, patchy fog along the beaches tonight. Fair and not as warm along the coast, but continued hot just about everywhere else. Temperature range for tomorrow, 85 along the coast, 103 inland, 80 in the mountains, and up to 115 in the deserts. And that's our weather, Jack. We hope everyone can tolerate it.
Actually, only about 5 degrees in relief tomorrow.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mac. In all of this hot weather, well, it certainly hasn't helped the San Diego firefighters. In the past 12 hours, local firefighters have been called out on more than 15 minor brush fires in the city. Shortly after 4 this afternoon, firemen from El Cajon, supported by units from San Diego and the South Bay, worked for 4 hours to control a fire in Lakeside. For a time, houses were threatened and some families